One of my friends will be using it soon.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Star?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Star. Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. My deputy, Francis Kendrick, he recently became one of those ghosts. No evidence to support the accusations, but I need that file I asked for. Needs to be read. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to.
.412A in progress. Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here. Nine testing complete. .311A complete. .412A complete.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather. Hope heard about the look on his face. The fearless. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years, he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point, probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them.
And what kind of business are we talking?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Pay me. How much are you looking to?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not all?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but...
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity, rarely attends so. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. He goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities. Meanwhile, San pulls the strings without getting it. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its... In 4 weeks, San killed 31 people. Old men, women, even... Frank, I don't want to hear you say that.
Jack, please, listen to me.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't... Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll...
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over... Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake she patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm another couple weeks at this rate, and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally when a wife is going to leave, but Laura just disappeared. The children in the store, the in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now, the fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know... Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be... So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment...
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is...
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to...
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the...
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on this. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no pet.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can just... Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect...
1210 in progress. We've got a situation here. Ten complete. A in progress. A in progress. Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots. But even back then, I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every... In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old... But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These...
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans...
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name.
The papers say you're still working your last...
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your mafia friends.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me, my family, my relatives. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our...
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now?
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the mafia works. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to...
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my... Fate's already got this guy. Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you...
Jack...
Get the fuck out of my nice, cozy bar. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, in one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminal. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last... Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years. That sound right to you?
Officer on scene. Looks like we have a situation here. 211A complete. Progress. Complete. 211 in progress. 11 complete.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What?
No, I've never seen him before. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those...
Damn. Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo. But I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message, my servitude to the Mafia, had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already... Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received...
Who am I
Oh, I'm sorry. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you... Hello, Jack Boyd.
Wonderful, Mr. Sanding.
Oh, you'll soon find out all about... You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off...
8 in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially...
Sweet ginger green, red is for danger, so I'm told. I know just what they mean. Gotta be bold to hold sweet ginger green. She's sweeter than Sue and Georgia Brown beats Lulu too. When she's back in town, now she can shimmy like Sister Kate. She's a dancing queen, fit for a king, swing sweet ginger green. like Sister Kay. She's just a dancing queen, fit for a king. Swing, sweet ginger green.
We've got a situation here. Complete. 710A in progress. Not 710A complete. In progress. We've got a situation here. Or 12